So today we're going to be having a little bit of fun. I'm going to be going through a bunch of Scarlet and Violet era booster boxes, pretty much all of them, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and predictions in sets which I think will do well. And, you know, that long term, right? We're looking for that long term invest. We're not looking for like flip in or any of that crazy stuff. The thing is, with the Scarlet and Violet era right now, things seem to be still a little bit too expensive, right? It just seems like things need to get a bit cheaper. We're expecting reprints and so on and so forth. So take this video today, right, like with a little bit of pinch of salt, you know, and we're going to keep that in mind that things are going to potentially go down in price as well. So we're going to be looking at on the collector app today. So let's jump into it. We're taking a look at a bunch of booster boxes today on the collector app, and we're going to be looking at like a mixture of sets, right? Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet. And I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions of where things could go in the future as well, and also look at a few Japanese options alongside it because there's some really sweet Japanese stuff. So we'll start things off. We'll go with the regular booster box of Journey Together. Now, Journey Together, we're looking at £158. Now, with Journey Together, I mean, it has dropped a fair amount. It was like £200, near enough, back in March, but it has dropped since then. And to be honest, it's basically around retail. I think that's okay, right? I've been seeing a lot of Journey Together around. I enjoy the set. I think it's really fun to open. But in all honesty, I do expect it to actually fall, right? The fact is it came out at like 200, then it dropped down to retail. There's going to be more reprints coming. I would expect Journey Together booster boxes to fall under MSRP in the future. The fact that it's sat at MSRP pretty much now, I do kind of think that it would fall, right? And that's great. So it's one of these things like if you could pick stuff up at MSRP, I'd be kind of happy with that, right? If like, and that's what I'm doing. If I'm picking up booster boxes, I actually picked up some Journey Together not too long ago at MSRP, and I was happy with that. So for me, MSRP is fine. I think anything over, take it with a massive grain of salt. And yeah, overall, I think it will fall potentially under MSRP by the end of the year. So on to Destined Rivals. Of course, this set is still relatively new. We're looking at £188 a box here. On eBay, I would say you're probably looking around about that, maybe 200, give or take. So it has fallen a little bit. I mean, it's still a little bit too expensive in my opinion. I think that it has that potential to go down to MSRP. And the thing is, it's so new, right? And we're in unprecedented times where we've had basically a whole bunch of sets come out at way above MSRP, especially booster boxes, right? It's so unusual that we had Journey Together and Destined Rivals came out above MSRP and a set above MSRP. It kind of is weird, right? And to be honest, we don't normally get, I mean, look at Surgeon Sparks. We don't normally get sets that come out even at MSRP, let alone over. I mean, Surgeon Sparks was like 105, 110 when that came out. So we are in very weird times. And even if you look at the specialty sets, Black Bar White Flare that's coming out as well is expensive, and so is Prismatic. But for me, I think Destined Rivals, I think it will drop to MSRP. I think it could drop potentially below MSRP as well because it's got a lot of print run, right? It's got a lot of time. The set's so new. But, you know, it's just one of these things. I know that, like, myself included, would love things to just continuously fall down in price. But I don't know. I just feel like it's still a little bit too pricey for me. Right, we're going to look at Evolving Cries. Come on, let's have a laugh. So we're looking at 1.4k. It's got 5% recently as well. I mean, this is just redonkulous. I mean, just this year alone, where's January? So January, right at the start of the year, I want to see. So January, basically the 1st of January, £724, doubled in value so far this year. That's just absolute pure madness. I said this before where I felt like it was going to be at least 1k a box, but I didn't expect it to like explode like it has. Because you look at the majority of like the second half of 2024, we went from 500 to like 700. But the fact it's gone from 700 to 1.4k in the same time frame is very, very surprising. So I mean, where's the ceiling for Evolving Skies? I mean, Team Up is expensive because it was massively short printed. There was a lot of Evolving Skies around. I just think there's just the power of Evolving Skies. It's just going to be really good. So could it reach £2,000 by the end of the year? I mean, it's gained 700 in 6 months. I mean, maybe. Maybe 1.5k. I think it will see a boom after the summer. I think the summer will be a lull, and then I expect Evolving Skies to continue to go up. So Surging Sparks, we're looking at 182. Has gone up by 5% recently. It's been very consistent. Like this booster box has been very, very consistent. Look, I think it's going to fall. I know a lot of people will be like, really? Reprints, right? This set only came out in November. It's still got a long time left. And I expect Pokemon to, put more out there, which may drop the price. I don't see it going below MSRP. I don't. I think there's other sets that I think will, like we just said about the joining together. But I think Surgeon and stuff like Destined, I think will probably go down to MSRP, but I don't see them going below. I'd be surprised if they do, and I'd be happy if they do, but I just don't see it happening. This set is very, very good. Single card prices, however, a whole different story, but the sealed booster boxes are very interesting. The thing is, like, what if Pokemon turn around and they go, you know what, we are going to print more of the set, but we're going to just print loads of booster bundles. Or we're going to print half booster boxes and not the full-blown boxes. That's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. Fusion Strike. Okay. This one's interesting. £500. I mean, this one is just an absolutely amazing story, really, I think, with Fusion Strike. I didn't see it coming. I knew it was going to be a good set, and I was saying for years. Well, I say years. Well, literally actually was, yeah. Earlier on the channel was, guys, pick this up for £80-90. When it was available on the Pokemon Center website, it sold out over in the US. Guys, pick it up on the Pokemon Center website. It will go up. I didn't expect it to climb as quick as it did. I mean, it was mainly this year in 2025 that we saw the big boom happened, where it went from just under £300 a box to now over £500 a box. I do expect Fusion Strike to continue to climb in the future. I mean, if you just look at the Sun and Moon era, that gives you a good indication of what could happen with a lot of booster boxes. And it's the same if you go back to even further, X and Y and Black and White and so on and so forth. £1,000 box in the future, real potential. Fusion Strike, I think it's going to continuously do very well. So that's something going for it. Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved is an interesting one because, like, are there going to be any more of these? I just don't see it. I mean, it came out a while ago now. I think it's now over its what would be its normal reprint cycle. It's got its natural growth over time, which is what I expect from a set. Right, it went from under £90 and it's pushing all the way up, and now it's $230. Fantastic set, amazing, and it's done very well. It didn't get the reception to begin with. People thought this set was trash, and so on and so forth. And then people start to appreciate it more, I would say probably towards the back end of 2024, and then we now start to see the climb. And I think this will be one of the best performing sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. It's doing incredibly well right now, and it's only going to keep going up over time. I just don't see it getting reprinted due to its age. So now we could be looking at Paldea Evolved going off into the sunset, and you never know, it could be £300 by the end of the year. I mean, if we look at this, I mean, beginning of the year was 140, so it's gained £80 in value in half a year. Second half of the year could have gained 80 again to make it 300. It's possible. It is definitely possible. Lost Origin, this again was just an absolute one that exploded. We knew Lost Origin was going to be a good set anyway, just because of the Giratina, Aerodactyl, and other amazing stuff. But still, £400 pretty much for a booster box here. Again, I've ranked like Lost Origin pretty high, but I think Lost Origin for me would be a very good performance set, like Fusion Strike. One of the best, actually, probably between this and Brilliant Stars, for the best Trainer Gallery set. But I do think this will be a good one down the line. You could be seeing it being, I could see it reaching 500 by the end of the year, because I mean, at the start of this year, it was about £200 a box, and it's basically doubled in value. So, I mean, it's not that unrealistic to gain another £100 in value the back half of this year. We'll have to wait and see. Then we've got some Japanese product. We've got some Japanese 151 booster boxes. I haven't seen these in a while. These keep getting reprinted, restocked, and you name it. Over in Japan, they're on it, which is very, very good. So this one's grown very nicely over time. We're looking at £110 a box, gone up by 5% recently. Very, very good. Fantastic set. Like, it's so much fun to open. And I don't normally go for Japanese stuff, but I only have one box of 151 because I don't normally go for Japanese, but I like the set so much. I think I got it after the last reprint. It was like 60 or £70, I think. So this one's doing relatively well. I quite like it. I do expect it to go up over time though, because again, it's like there'll be a time where they just won't print them, right? It just run out of its time. They're going to focus on other stuff. Terastal Festival, I expect this one to continue to fall. Don't forget, it came out at the end of last year, and we saw other high-class sets like Shiny Treasure, V-Star Universe, VMAX Climax, which got heavily reprinted, and they dropped a lot in price. I expect Terastal Festival to do the same. I mean, I bought boxes when they first came out. I think they were like £40-45 a piece. Then they shot right up to like nearly £100 a box, and then they have come trickling back down, and I do expect it to continue to trickle back down. I worked it out the other day that if you opened up a Terastal Festival booster box, if you don't pull the Umbreon, even if you pull the Sylveon, which is the next most expensive card, you pretty much don't get the value of the box back, because the prices of the cards have dropped so heavily, it's raw price, that they're roughly, I think the Sylveon's between £60 to £70. So depending on what price you can get the box, yeah, it's going to be very difficult to break even, because a lot of the other cards in the set, apart from the EVs, are not really worth much. So it's an interesting one. It's fun to open, but the value is just not there, which is a bit of a shame, unless you got a God Pack and then you're laughing. The Twilight Masquerade, we're looking at £200 a box now. This is pumping like crazy. And now with Twilight, will it get a reprint? It's still technically in that reprint window, like usually about 2-year time frame. But it is a really good performing set. I can't deny it, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan personally of the cards in the set, apart from Greninja and EV. But everything else, it's going to do well. I think this one will be up there with the sets like Paldea Evolved and Surging Sparks, which is pretty good. I remember people didn't really rate this set to begin with. I mean, at the start of the year, we were looking at £120 a box, and now things are just getting absolutely out of control with Twilight Masquerade. But I do think it's going to do very well. Silver Tempest, we're looking at $260 a box, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's Silver Tempest, you know, it's one of the weaker ones in my opinion. At the beginning of the year, you're about $150, so it's gone up by £110 already. Could be easily £300 a box by the end of the year. I can see that happening. It's getting old, right? So Silver Tempest, if you don't have any Sword and Shield, I think they'll go the same way as a lot of the Sun and Moon era sets, which is like to the moon, right? Brilliant Stars, over £300 a box, not quite as much as Lost Origin, but better than Silver Tempest. I highly rate Brilliant Stars, always have done. Beginning of the year, it was about $160 a box, gone up £140 in the past 6 months. Could easily be $400 by the end of the year. I highly rate Brilliant Stars, by the way, so keep an eye out if you can find a good deal on one, I would say. Paradox, we're pretty much looking at retail, so a lot of booster boxes now are reaching retail. I do know there have been a couple of places sometimes on eBay that you might be able to get it slightly under retail. It's still available at the Pokemon Center website here in the UK, I believe, so that's pretty good. I think anything at retail right now is pretty good, and it's one of the oldest Scarlet and Violet era, so it might not get reprinted, but we'll have to wait and see. But I do think anything at retail is pretty solid. Same goes for Temporal. Temporal, I believe you still can get at the Pokemon Center website here. So that's pretty good. So we're looking at 160. I think this is, in my opinion, I prefer this over Paradox Rift, but I think this could get reprinted as well. So keep an eye out for Temporal, but you can still get it for retail, which I think is okay. Base set. Hey, look, base set's doing reasonably well. In all fairness, you know, we're looking at basically retail now, and this was a set which nobody wanted. I mean, yeah, I remember when it was under £80, especially in Black Friday deals. We're looking at 148 quid. Look, I think it's fine. I'm not saying this is going to be the best set, but there's some amazing artwork in this set. I enjoy base set. I think it's one of the best base sets we've ever had. So, very, very good. Then we've got Stellar Crown. So Stellar Crown's a weird one. The value in this set is really, really poor. It really is poor. You're looking at £161. Is over retail now. But it is a poor value set. There isn't a huge amount in here if you're going to open it up. So keep that one in mind. But I still think this set will do relatively well. I think it'll be like a middle of the road set. I don't expect it to be top tier along with the top dogs like Surgeon and Paldea and Destined Rivals. But I think it'd be a solid middle of the road set that will perform well. Probably like compare it to something like maybe like an Astral Radiance or something like that from Sword and Shield. I think it'd just be just solid. But again, it's in that reprint window, so be careful with Stellar because this could fall. We've got Chill and Rain, Chill and Pain. Now I thought Chill and Rain and Fusion Strike were neck and neck for the longest time. Very similar performance sets, but Fusion Strike went off to the sunset and kind of left Chill and Rain in the dirt a little bit. But we're looking at £320. Pretty good. And when we look at here, we're looking at about £200. So it's gained over £100 in value this year, 50%, over 50% in value. Very, very impressive. I highly rate Chill and Rain. Similar to Fusion Strike, been going on about it for a few years now, saying that this was a fantastic box to pick up for 90 or under 90. And look at where we are now. And yeah, I think it's very good. Amazing all arts in the set. Tough pull rates, but very, very good. So keep that in mind with Chill and Rain. I think this will easily be over £500 in the future. We've got Obsidian Flames. Obsidian Flames is an interesting one because the set is really poor in value. Kind of is a Darkness Ablaze 2.0, in all honesty. I mean, it is slightly better than Darkness Ablaze, but it's very similar to Darkness Ablaze in the grand scheme of things. £175 though, very, very good. And it's getting old, right? It's, again, another old set. I don't see it getting reprinted. I did see a restock. I think we had one here recently on the Pokemon Center website, but it was like really, really small at retail. But yeah, I think if you can pick this up for under 175, if you can get it close to retail, I think it's pretty good. But I could see Obsidian not getting reprinted and continue to climb, which is very, very surprising, actually, to be honest. It is quite interesting. Then we're going to look at the last two today. We're going to look at Battle Styles. So Battle Styles are looking at £153, up now towards retail. This set took forever to move, and it really boomed this year. And look, it's the only master set I have, since coming back into the hobby, which is, you'll be like, what? But yeah, Battle Styles is the only one. I highly rate this set. I think it's cool. Tarantar, amazing art. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's not the best. I don't think it's going to be the best. I think it's going to be one of the worst performing Sword and Shield era sets, period. But it's, in my opinion, I think the set is better than Darkness Ablaze. Absolutely. But I just don't, I don't know. Could it perform better than Darkness Ablaze? Yeah, I think it will in the long run. I think it's just got to get moving, you know what I mean? The Astral Radiance, though, £300 a box. This one is unexpected because I feel like this is the weakest out of the 4 Trainer Gallery sets, but it's actually more expensive than Silver Tempest. Same price as Brilliant Stars, which is very surprising. So beginning of the year, we were looking at what, 140, so under retail, doubled in value. Could be 400 by the end of the year, but again, I feel like this is a middle of the road set. Like a middle of the road set when we look at like Sun and Moon is like £600 plus a booster box. So could this get there? Yeah, it really does have that potential. So there you have it, guys. That is just some booster boxes that we're going through there in the UK market. What has been going on? Some Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, and a little bit of Japanese as well. Be cautious, guys. I kind of have a feeling anything from Temporal Forces onwards has that real potential to get reprinted. Basically, anything in a 2-year window has real potential and chances to have a reprint. So be careful. I feel like if you're paying a retail, I think it's fine, especially if you're going for that long term, right? And that's what we're here for. We're here for a long time, not just a good time. But yeah, I think overall, there are some definitely better performance sets that will happen. Sword and Shield is very surprising. A lot of sets took me by surprise of how well they did, like Astral Radiance and even Fusion Strike. I knew Fusion Strike was going to do well, but not that well. And that's short space of time. But yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of Sword and Shield era booster boxes hit £500 plus in a matter of time, whereas Scarlet and Violet, I think early Scarlet and Violet will start seeing continuous gains, where we could be seeing a lot of the other stuff that gets reprinted. Look, joined together, I think will go under MSRP. I think Destined Rivals and Surgeon will probably get reprinted, and it could go down to MSRP. I think it'll be unlikely to go under, but I think it'll land at MSRP. But Pokemon need to get printing, they really do. Whereas, like Japan, on it. Do you know what I mean? Like getting that 151 out over the past couple of years, being absolutely amazing. Same with Terastal Festival, just get it out there. And, English just needs to follow suit. When it's fun of the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content. And guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Where do you think these booster boxes are going to go? Do you think they're going to perform very well? Do you think we're going to see a crash later on this year going into 2026? Do you think this hype is dying out? Yeah, let me know your thoughts. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think, actually, because I think that a lot of prices are going to fall. I do. I think a lot of booster boxes are going to fall. Scarlet and Violet, not Sword and Shield, but Scarlet and Violet. I think anything from maybe Temporal onwards, we could see prices fall. Maybe even Paradox, but I think Obsidian, Paldea Evolved, and Base are somewhat safe. That is it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on screen, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.